Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And today I will talk about error analysis. Here is my presentation about error analysis. And first, what is the differences between error and mistakes? The differences between error and mistake is when error is caused due to the lack of knowledge, and it's more formal than mistakes. It means that an error caused when someone have a little knowledge, a small knowledge, or not have much knowledge about the structure, about the words, and it caused he made an error. And for mistakes is usually happen because an accident, for example, do a wrong structure in one word or using a wrong grammar. And a mistakes is kind of the process of language learning. It means that we can get wrong when we learn a language. For example, we are saying 15. Some people, when they have tremble or something that he can't speak in front of another people, and she will say 15, she will say 15. It's a mistake because she feel uncomfortable if she must talking in front of the people. And next is, it's very important for a teacher to understand the error analysis to make he or her success in delivering the material to their students. Next is the categories of error analysis. The categories of error analysis according to J. Richard et al. In 2002 into two categories. They are interlingual error and intralingual error. Those two elements refer respectively to the negative influence of both the speaker's native language and the target language itself. The next is interlingual error, is caused by the interference of the native language, or L1, also known as interference, linguistic interference, and cross-linguistic influence. Where B, the learner tends to use their linguistic knowledge of L1 on some linguistic features in the target of language. However, it often leads to making errors. The example provided by J. Richard et al. On 2002, the incorrect French sentence "Elle regarde les" she sees them, produced according for the word order of English. Instead of the correct French sentence "Elle les regarde," literally see them sees, show the type of error aroused by the negative effect of the native language interference. Intralingual error is an error. Intralingual error is an error that takes place due to a particular misuse of a particular rule of the target language. It is in fact quite the opposite of interlingual error. It puts the target language into focus. The target language in this perspective is thought of as an error caused. Furthermore, J. Richard et al. On 2002 consider it as one which results from faulty or partial learning of the target language. The interlingual error is classified as follows. First, overgeneralization. 2. Simplification. 3. Developmental error. 4. Induced error. 5. Error of avoidance. 6. Error of overproduction. And let us talk about that one by one. The first is overgeneralization. In linguistics, overgeneralization error occur when the speaker applies a grammatical rule in cases where it doesn't apply. Richard et al. On 2002 mentioned that they are caused by extension of target language rules to inappropriate contexts. This kind of error have been committed while dealing with regular and irregular verbs, as well as the application of plural forms. For example, tooth, tooths rather than teeth, and he goes, equivalent, he could rather than went. Next is simplification. They result from learners producing simple linguistic forms than those found in the target language. In other words, learners attempt to be linguistically creative and produce their own poetic or sentence or utterances. They may actually be successful in doing it, but it is not necessarily the case. Corder, as stated in Mahmoud 2014 on page 276, mention that learners do not have the complex system which they could simplify. This kind of error is committed through both of omission and addition of some linguistic elements at the level of either the spelling or grammar. A. Mahmoud on 2014 provided example based on a research conducted on written English of Arabic-speaking secondary university students. Spelling, omission of silent letter. No equivalent no. Doubt equivalent with doubt. Wait equivalent with wake. On grammar, in omission, we wake the bus all the time. And he was clever and has understanding father. In addition, it will becomes students are do their researcher every semester, and both the boys and the girls they can study together. And the next is developmental errors. This kind of error is somehow part of the overgeneralization. This letter is subtitled into natural and developmental learning stage errors. TER result of normal pattern of development such as calm equivalent with calmed and break equivalent with break. DE indicates that the learners has started developing their linguistic knowledge and fail to reproduce the rules they have lately been exposed to in target language learning. Next is induced error, as known as transfer of training error caused by misleading teaching example. Teachers sometimes unconditionally explain a rule without highlighting the exception or the intended message they would want to convey. J. Richard et al. On 2002 provided an example that occurred at the level of teaching preposition and particularly at where the teacher may hold up a box and say, I'm looking at the box. The students may understand that at means under. They made later uter. The cat is at the table instead of the cat is under the table. Next is error of avoidance. This error occurs when the learner fails to apply certain target language rules just because they are thought of to be too difficult. Next is error of overproduction. In the early stages of language learning, learners are supposed to have not yet acquired and accumulated a satisfied linguistic knowledge, which can enable them to use the finite rules of the target language in order to produce infinite structure. Most of the time, beginners overproduce in such a way they frequently repeat a particular structure. And I think that's all for my presentation. I would like to say thank you for watching this video and see you.